Welcome back to Midday. We're joined now by Joe Barry, who's here all the time. Everybody knows you. Getting ready for Boogie.
Thank you for having us.
And Madison Egli, who's now a Run Club member. And you have a pretty cool story. So tell us a bit about yourself. You're quite young and you've already been on a huge journey.
Yeah. So January 2014, just after Christmas, I was playing with my team for NorCam Senior Girls basketball, and I had my rib was dislocated, and I wasn't quite sure what was happening. So I went to the doctor the next Monday after the weekend with my mom because I had severe chest pains, and we had an X-ray because the rib was completely out. I wasn't quite sure what it was, so we wanted to make sure nothing else was done with the rest of my ribs. So we went, got the X-ray, and then I was on my way back to practice with my mom, and the doctor called. So we went back, and the doctor sat us down after hours, so the office was dead, and she said, we have a 15-centimeter mass in your chest. And so from there, it was all hectic and a bit of a blur.
Yeah.
But essentially, I was airvac to Vancouver, BC Children's Hospital the next day. And I had a diagnosis process and all the scans and everything. And after about 2 weeks, I got my first chemo. I was diagnosed with stage 2B Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I had a 15-centimeter tumor in my chest on top of my lung and rib, but underneath my ribs. So it was actually good it was cancer because it was effective with the chemotherapy, where if it was malignant, it'd be intense surgery.
Yeah.
But it looked like a bunch of grapes because it was my lymph nodes. So a tumor like a bunch of grapes, I guess. And I had 6 months of chemotherapy, and that was 6 cycles. Each cycle had 2 chemotherapy treatments, and that was 1 every 2 weeks. So 12 chemotherapies in 6 cycles, and each chemotherapy day was 4 chemos, so 48 chemos. But
that's
yeah,
crazy.
I've had an insane support group that's with my family and everyone keeping me going, and basketball was a huge part of getting through it. And I finished chemo in July, and I was cancer-free in September.
Nice.
Yeah, and
Excellent.
I was able to participate in basketball this season, but now it's over, and I'm in grade 12, so basketball is over for me.
Yeah.
And I told my mom I wanted, because athletics is such a big deal with me, it's my coping mechanism. So I told my mom I wanted to run in the Boogie half.
Nice.
And my mom's like, okay, we're signing you up with Joe for Run Club because you won't listen to me.
And your parents were both marathon runners.
Yeah, I grew up in a baby jogger, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mom tells me stories how I just talk gibberish, and my parents would pretend I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We'd go buy sheep and lambs and farms or so what. And my parents would just put me in a stroller when I'm crying, when I was happy.
Yeah.
They would just go for their run, get their exercise, bring me along. I'd learn how to count reading the house numbers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
so it's always been a part of your life.
Yeah.
And so she just sent you to Joe so that you would listen to her.
Yeah.
And how's she been doing?
She's amazing. She's just an amazing kid, and she's got so much perseverance, and really her energy is very contagious with everyone, and she's inspiring because it's what we talk about at the Boogie training, you know. It's about overcoming obstacles. And Maddie, you know, she's out there every Sunday and Tuesday with a huge smile on her face. She's a fabulous runner, but she's a fabulous supporter to everybody around her.
That's excellent.
And I mean, it just makes you think, like, people that maybe would say they can't run, or they're, you know, this, that, or the other. Maddie's out there regardless, and she's recovering, and
she's been through a lot already.
Yeah, so she, you know, it just gives me goosebumps, and I feel really blessed to have met her. And she's just wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's a great story.
It is. It's amazing. And are you enjoying it then so far?
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll like wake up. I don't mind waking up early after staying up
Are you
late.
doing like the 5 a.m. runs?
No.
We meet at 8 on a Sunday morning, but for a teenager, you know,
I know that is like 5 a.m.
And she helps to inspire other young people to come out and train.
Exactly.
You know, which we really love. We're seeing more young people coming out to the Boogie training too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you want to encourage everybody to get out there with you as well?
Yeah, it's a big family, and it makes it so much fun. you don't feel like you're running.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little rough, but they give you sugar and candy and
We have lots of cookies
Oh, well,
and
chocolate milk.
chocolate milk.
There's treats.
Yeah, there's always much more going on than just the running.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And it's
So
a big
Boogie's
fan.
coming up too.
Boogie's coming up in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Sunny weather, beautiful. We had a wonderful, March 31st was our deadline for corporate teams. So the registration is looking fantastic. So thank you to our title sponsor for getting the message out to the broader audience. And it's really a community health initiative, and it's wonderful to see it growing.
It just gets bigger every year. It's crazy. Yeah.
And the bands, and it's just a party on the run. So we're super
awesome.
stoked,
That's
super excited.
awesome. So there's lots of time still to register. You can go to boogiethebridge.com. All the info is there.
Absolutely. You
Awesome.
can register anytime right up to Boogie morning. Actually, it's just if you want to be guaranteed a tech shirt, I would get the registration in like
Now.
ASAP.
Yep.
But you can register anytime.
of.
Yeah. But we don't
Awesome.
want you to register
No,
on the day
register
of.
now so they know, so they have some numbers.
But
That's
yeah,
excellent. You
yeah.
guys are great.
Bring
Thanks
your
so much
kids.
for coming on.
Well, thank you for having
guys are
us.
just
And thank you to
awesome.
Maddie for
Yeah.
just
Thank
everything.
you, Joe and
It's
Run
awesome.
Club and everyone. It's so great.
Oh, that's awesome. You heard her. You have to join Run Club. All the info on the screen for you there. Thanks again for coming in. Hope you guys
Thank
have a great
you.
long weekend.
Thanks, you too.
Got more Midday coming up for you right after this.